Howdy, this is a presentation about an upstream oil and gas company known as Ovintiv. Ovintiv Incorporated is an American independent petroleum company. The company was formed in 2020 through a restructuring of its Canadian predecessor in Ghana. Ovintiv is operated in Delaware and headquartered in Denver, Colorado. It was founded specifically on the 24th of January in 2020. Key people to recognize are Peter Dia, which is the board chair, Brendan McCracken, which is the president and CEO, as well as Corey Code, which is the EVP and CFO of the company. Ovintiv has 1,744 employees as of 2022 December. With a strong foundation, deeply rooted in values, and a clear vision, the future of Ovintiv is focused on technology and innovation, a multi-basin portfolio of scale and top-tier talent. The future of Ovintiv is certain. Driven by innovation and a clear vision, Ovintiv is positioned to thrive and grow in today's market. By focusing on continuous operational excellence in Ovintiv's top-tier assets and a disciplined capital allocation approach, Ovintiv is poised to lead in all areas where they operate. The foundation of a North American resource play leader. Ovintiv is one of North America's oldest oil and natural gas producers. Ovintiv's roots go back to the late 1800s when workers for the Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, drilled a water well and discovered natural gas. Ovintiv opted to make use of this newly discovered resource. In 1884, CPR drilled the first producing gas well in Alberta, Canada, to supply railway buildings with natural gas. The well was in use for about 50 years. The evolution of horizontal drilling is very prominent. Innovation has been the driving force behind Ovintiv's evolution. For decades, Ovintiv has been at the forefront of oil and natural gas exploration and development. Ovintiv was among the first in the oil and natural gas industry to use slant drilling techniques on a large scale to drive performance. From the late 1970s to the early 1990s, Ovintiv credited the industry-leading position to continuing advancements in slant drilling. These techniques enable the use of multi-well gas and oil pads and better targeting. Starting at the unconventional revolution, since the early 2000s, Ovintiv has focused on North American resource plays, a term it coined for unconventional resources locked deep in tight sands and shales. In 2007, Ovintiv's culture of knowledge sharing led to the transfer of horizontal drilling techniques first employed in the Barnett Shale of Texas to Canada's Montney Formation, where it was successfully refined and returned to Texas. Ovintiv's entry into basins with multiple stacked layers of resources led to the next advancement in the shale revolution, the cube, 3D cube development. Deploying multiple rigs on a single large pad, The layers of resources are drilled and completed simultaneously, maximizing economic recovery. The cube has set the standard for development of multiple stacked resources, moving beyond drilling and previous completions techniques. In October of 2004, Encana sold its UK unit, including a 43% stake in the Buzzard Field, discovered in 2001 by a pan-Canadian led group, to Nexen for 2.1 billion US dollars. In January of 2007, the company sold its assets in Chad to China National Petroleum Corporation for $202.5 million. In May of 2007, the company sold its assets in the delta of the Mackenzie River. In 2009, Encana's oil business was spun off as Cenovus Energy. In November of 2011, a potential buyer backed out of a $45 million deal to buy the company's gas field in Pavilion, Wyoming. In December of 2011, the company sold the majority of its natural gas producing assets in the Barnett Shale. Following this, in February of 2012, Mitsubishi paid approximately $2.9 billion dollars for a 40% interest in the Cut Bank Ridge partnership with Encana, which involves 409,000 net acres of Montney Formation natural gas lands in northeast British Columbia. The company also sold its midstream assets in the Cut Bank Ridge to Veercene for $920 million. In June of 2014, the company sold its Bighorn assets in Alberta to Jupiter Resources for $1.8 billion, and in November of 2014, the company acquired Athlon Energy for $7.1 billion. In May of 2014, Jonah Energy LLC acquired the company's Jonah Field operations in Sublette County, Wyoming. In June of 2014, the company acquired assets in the Eagle Ford Group from Freeport McMoran for 3.1 billion US dollars. In August 2015, the company sold its assets in the Haynesville Shale for $850 million to affiliates of GSO Capital Partners and GEOL Southern Energy. In December of 2015, significantly, the company cut its dividend and capital expenditures budget after a fall in energy prices. Following this, the company sold its assets in the Denver Basin for $900 million. In June 2017, the company sold assets in the Piscians Bay for $735 million. In May of 2018, the company permanently ceased production at Deep Panuke. The Deep Panuke project produced and processed natural gas 250 kilometers offshore southeast of Halifax, Nova Scotia. The platform was sent for recycling in 2020. In December of 2018, the company sold its assets in the San Juan Basin for $480 million. And in February of 2019, the company acquired New Field Exploration. Everything else is very present. Ovintiv has a land position in Canada equivalent to 1.3 million net acres. 773,000 net acres are undeveloped. Canadian assets are the Montney Formation, where it has a partnership with Mitsubishi to develop Cutbank Ridge, Wheatland County in Alberta, and the Horn River Formation. As of February 2022, Ovintiv absorbed EWL Management Limited and became the owner of five decommissioned mines in Ontario, Canada: Coldstream Copper Mine, Gordon Lake Mine, Greyhawk Mine, where you can find uranium, as well as Dino Mine and Madawaska Mine, where you can also find uranium. In the United States, Ovintiv holds approximately 929,000 net acres of land, of which 152,000 net acres are undeveloped. Operations are in the Permian Basin, Anadarko Basin, Uinta Basin, and the Bakken Formation. Ovintiv's key products are petroleum, natural gas, and natural gas liquids, with an output of 33.9 thousand barrels of oil equivalent per day and a revenue of $8.65 billion as of 2021. These petroleum products underpin almost all of the critical inputs used to care for patients in hospitals, from the ambulance that transport patients to the emergency room, to the reliable energy that powers our hospitals and critical care units, to the protective equipment that keeps people safe. Oventiv's products are crucial to providing quality education. Access to education is one of the pillars of our children's development and the training that prepares them for meaningful careers. Petroleum products heat, cool, and power our schools and post secondary facilities, provide materials for our desks, computers, phones, crayons, running shoes, and bikes, and are the building blocks in infrastructure from playgrounds to research labs. In an integrated world, we all rely on flexibility and mobility. Oil and natural gas provide the ability to reliably, economically, and swiftly move people, equipment, and products around the globe. Thank you for watching this presentation on Oventive.